What's poppin', everybody? It's your favorite doc tender, that girl Henny, and I'm here to give you your hot shot of the Diddy updates right now. Gina Huynh, Diddy's longtime side chick, because I don't know what else you would call her, slid into the internet streets because she's tired of receiving backlash ever since her impromptu but not so impromptu TMZ interview where they asked her how she would feel about Diddy getting out, and she said this.
He never did anything dangerous to me. I'm not scared.
All of our mental records went on scratch because we were like, what is she talking about? Because back in 2019, she sat with Tasha K and gave an interview, and that is not the tune that she was singing.
And he started like punching me like this. Like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face.
Now we gonna spin the block on a couple of 2-3 things that she said throughout this video. So hold tight because yes, there's more. For now, let's spin the block back on this TMZ interview. Because when Gina said that, it caught the TMZ guy off guard too.
You're not scared? Okay, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
And y'all know that Diddy was up there Diddy bopping in his cell block of LBC, right? But as y'all know, this wasn't the end of it because Gina pulled her dumbest move of them all by writing a letter and submitting it to the defense, outing herself as victim number 3 and citing that her and Diddy's relationship was just normal ups and downs, and that he had made changes since her time had ended with him and she felt he deserved to come home. But now let's be serious. The origin of this letter was either ChatGPT or someone who speaks legal jargon. I ain't naming no names, I'm just saying. But either way, this was a victory that had people dancing in the streets because Diddy was winning. But Judge Aron Submaranian said, get that chup out of here and out my court, and denied the bail again, which I already knew was going to happen, and a lot of y'all already saw that coming. And all of that brings us to the reason for today's video, because Gina decided that she was going to troll and clap back at some of her personal trolls by starting off with a free Diddy thread. Then following it up with this clapback post saying, you sheep act like I can't forgive a man I once loved. I'm not going to kick him while he's down because y'all want me to. Mish, I don't even know you. LOL. Goofies, I'ma always have his back. Well, child, you gonna always have his back and you ain't gonna kick him while he's down. But you said he sure ain't have a problem doing it to you.
He stomped on my stomach really hard, and I took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was pleading to him, can you stop?
Now, I don't know if she forgot that she came on this here internet and bothered us and told us her little story when she was up there with Tasha K and got everybody in a frenzy. But the internet is undefeated and it never forgets. But Gina carried on and said, I've never been the type of person to follow crowds and trends. I'm not a follower. But we know that you followed Diddy and allowed him to get you into the trend of freak-offs. Now, we have to say allegedly for the channel, but we all know that Young Miami came stomping in on Twitter like a big dog when Gina came for her. And she put it out there that Gina was out here eating punana and sucking on beef patties whenever he felt like it. And she called her a eater and said she went on Tasha K crying and that she wanted a baby for 10 years, that she had been down bad before Young Miami had even came into the picture. Which is true because Gina was the side chick to Cassie and Jane. And let's name the obvious, Miami too. But that wasn't all, because if you remember, Young Miami said if she wanted her on her knees, that Diddy would put her on her knees because she was an eater. And this same man that she says that she loved at one point in time and that she's standing up for now, he stood up for Young Miami, not once but twice in 2 separate tweets. Now, he never did that for Gina because she was always a late night creep for him. But we all have so many questions for Gina because there were just so many things that she said in this Tasha K interview. But let's get into a couple more.
He grabbed my hair from the back and was punching the back of my head. Young when I met him, so I feel like he tried to
take advantage of that and manipulate me. It made me feel low about myself. We were in the, one of those Escalade trucks.
Okay.
So I was sitting on this side, he was on the other side, and he like grabbed my hair and like cussed me out.
That wasn't all she talked about. There was a plethora of things that Gina talked about in that Tasha K interview. But she said this was a man that she loved. And she said that this was what she equated to be love.
I just thought that he was only being like that because he loved me.
Get your tissue. I don't want you messing up your makeup, okay? I'm sure you've shed enough tears about this, so...
Because, I mean, I grew up watching my mom get beat by my dad, so that's all I knew. So I just thought it was normal, and I thought it just mean he loved me.
Now, she done put on all of that performance on Tasha K, giving us information that we didn't ask for, but because we nosy, we was over there listening to it. She came tap dancing and swinging over there, telling us about how Diddy did her wrong, how he treated her wrong, and how he beat on her. And then she was supposed to be a witness for the government, and she flaked out on that, and nobody drug her for that. But baby, we ain't the ones she need to worry about, because the government, yeah, she put that letter out, and while she may not have said anything that was too incriminating in that letter, like I said before, the government can decide to take that letter and take that Tasha K interview and go over there and review it and see if everything lines up with what she said in the grand jury, because she admitted to being victim number 3. And victim number 3 was spoken on in court right before they started the trial. And it was said on the record that victim number 3 had been subpoenaed, and Gina ain't even show up for the subpoena, baby. She just poof, disappeared and decided that she wasn't going to be answering any more of the government's phone calls, and neither was her lawyers. So while she's out here calling us back, she need to be calling the government back, because Gina, for failing to appear for a subpoena, she could get a warrant, and she could be held contempt of court. She could receive fines, and she could even face some imprisonment. So while you out here popping it, girl, you better get over there and get to dropping it to the government as to why you didn't show up. Because while you may have been able to play in Maureen Comey's face and she let it slide and ride that you didn't show up after receiving a government subpoena, no warrant, no nothing, I can guarantee you that the new person that has come in, Jay Clayton, he's not going to let that ride and slide. I'm not a betting person, and I'm not going to say I would bet my bottom dollar, but I'm going to tell you, I don't think he's going to let that one slide and take it too kindly that she played in the government's face the way that she did. But we're going to sit back and we're going to see what Jay Clayton has up his sleeve, because he's not playing. Now, Cassie has moved on with her life, and Jane, well, even though we know her name, she seems to still be fighting for her spot. And Young Miami said she wasn't even going into court, so she wasn't even trying to take a spot, because she was just trying to still live her soft girl, city girl era life, and she didn't want to make no waves. But Gina, yeah, you definitely still are fighting for your spot as well. And I guess we'll see who the best woman is when Diddy is let free from the MDC. And that is in my opinion. And now it's time for y'all to pour up down in the comment section below and let me know what you think about all of this. Hot mess or nah? Gina going to Click City or nah? Jay Clayton going to let it slide or nah? You tell me. And be sure to like the video. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next spill, y'all. Peace.